As you might recently heard, Bakugan has now been in a very terrible position for the past couple of months. First thing, I think we have to recap what is exactly going on with Bakugan. As if you might have heard, Bakugan at the moment is on hiatus. However, most of the information has been pointing to a cancellation, but we'll start with the timeline. So, we first noticed a small amount of leaks during the October season and stretch of October to November to December. There was little to no leaks, and by December we had some leaks, which were the hammernoid, hammerhead, combiner, which we didn't know back then. It was mysterious and we thought it was a new Aqua's Bakugan, Aqua's aquatic Bakugan for the distance because it had the misfit logo, and shapefury dragonoid, which ruffled a lot of feathers in the community and we really didn't like this. Most people didn't really like this, to be honest. A lot of what we've heard from them has been a downward spiral. In January and February, we heard that Bakugan Season 2 has not been greenlight, and this was confirmed by the director, Liam. And it still has not been greenlight, despite a couple of months, despite being near the end of the year, and we're nearly in 2025. Leaks started to come out of December, but before the leaks did came in, we first had information on what we called cancellation of the toys in a post by Ren and other people. We've noticed a message about toy cancellation and destruction of toys in the Chinese factory. Despite this information, not much has been known from here. We did now know in the summer that there was a toy factory from both Dittenham, from China to Dittenham, but besides this toy factory, no products has been made, and toy cancellation orders and toy destruction orders suggest that they don't want to sell. There was an Amazon listing which popped up also around February and January, which was a bust. Nothing came up on the first day of July of 2024. Nothing appeared. After that, we had other leakers, majority say that only Wave 1 has been produced. We've also saw leaks of basically early prototype Bakugan, and there were some complete sets, which were mostly just Wave 1. And after that, we've heard during one of the toy fair in New York by a user Twitter Pen saying one of the spin masters officially said Bakugan was on board. And I think in a recent video we've also found out the brand manager for Bakugan has also been fired, and there isn't all fired or has been removed from the position, so there's no brand manager. There's also no social media manager for Bakugan, which was told by Pen 2, which all really points down to its cancellation. And also, past for each quarterly earning for each Bakugan has dramatically been decreasing exponentially. The sales for Bakugan Gen 3 is terrible. So, what's next? All of this information really just points out to its cancellation in my personal opinion, and I think most people who are reasonable will also come to this conclusion. So, what do I think is next? I do not think the Bakugan brand is going to go away. However, I do think they will reboot, and this is because Gen 2 and Gen 1 are successes. Gen 2 was somewhat a success, and since these were two back-to-back reboots, Tech was also somewhat a success in Japan, which suggests that the brand has the ability to make money, and consistent money. Despite Gen 2's arguably mediocre to very poor piss-made the anime made somewhat success, at least sustaining itself for multiple seasons, despite that most being backed up by the toy sales. The toys for Gen 2 have relatively been positive across the Bakugan community, minus general fans, but, nostalgia. And there's other factors, but that's other people's opinions. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if you like it or not. Bakugan, and the success of Bakugan does suggest they might consider a reboot. I don't think this is the last chance. MS, or Mechtanium Surge, was bad. It wasn't something more. It wasn't as bad as Gen 3, but comparatively it's similar, and considerably their own pools. I think Gen 3's cancelled, but we're probably gonna get Gen 4. I say we'll probably hear about it within 2 to 5 years. I think by 5 years, we'll hear about it in 2029, 2029 and 2028, we'll probably hear Bakugan and leaks will start coming up. And before you all saying, Bakugan might come out next year, leaks will be popped up by now. In December or Jan, leaks will pop up products that will come in January, and Bakugan now aims for a January release, a midsummer release, or early 2025 release. So no, there is no leaks. We would have sold leaks if it was coming next year, in the summer. If not, I don't think we'll have any Bakugan products in 2025. I think we might hear something in Bakugan in 2026. Maybe in the tail end of 2025 or in summer. Maybe, that's a very slim chance. At the moment, I think what we have to do is just wait and see what happens. With that conclusion, I'll put this with a takeaway message. While Bakugan may not have lasted that long, Gen 3, I think we should just be patient to see what happens. And if it does cancel, fans will keep it alive. And I hope you are interested.